great. Who am I speaking with?
This is David Duke.
Did you just say your name was David Duke?
Last time I checked.
Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. That David Duke?
Yes, that Grand Wizard and National Director, yeah.
National Director too, huh?
Yes, you're darn tootin'.
It's amazing.
Dave, I want to show you something.
Okay.
I don't know if you are familiar with the movie, because I was not, BlacKkKlansman. Have you heard of that?
BlacKkKlansman, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's a Spike Lee film.
Right. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, of course I saw it, and I reviewed it on my channels and on my program.
Yes.
And there's a lot I can say about that movie. It was all a lie, but the funny thing was it was presented as a true story. And I can show you the headlines for it. I can show you all that. And it was a movie that portrayed myself in a very negative way, of course. It portrayed the Klan, the group I was in the 1970s, the mid-70s. And it portrayed our organization in a city of Colorado, actually. And it was all a lie. It was based on a book by a black police officer who advertises in the movie. In the movie, it's advertised that he infiltrated the Klan. Well, he didn't. He joined a correspondence or a mail order part of the Klan organization. He didn't become an active member. Right. And so the only plot was not a Klan plot to murder an attractive young civil rights worker, as in this movie portrayed. The only plot was to crack my skull, kill me. And that's what's so interesting about the whole thing. And of course, and they go on all these major talk shows. They were on everything from, oh God, you can't leave it all.
Dave, let's take a look at a clip of it. All right.
All right, sure.
And before we do, we can see up on the screen, there's the Ziopedia entry for BlacKkKlansman. And you can see that it says, based on a crazy, outrageous, incredible, true story, but it's total horseshit.
Yeah, it's definitely incredible. It's incredible. Meaning
total horseshit.
Total horseshit.
Set in, anyway, there's so many things wrong with it.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Right. If you look at this down here, Dave, they say here about you at the bottom. You see this Stallworth never called Duke to admit he was actually a black man? Duke did not find out until he was asked to fact check the story by a reporter in 2006. Could that be right? 2006?
I didn't.
Dave, look, Dave, the book was written in 2014. The movie's 2018.
Yeah, he joined the Klan by mail.
But I'm saying this 2006. How could a reporter?
No, that's not true.
All right, so Ziopedia needs to fact check.
No, it came out that he was.
Did you sue them, Dave?
Well, you can't sue them.
How come?
And I get people say this to me every day.
Yes.
If I was a millionaire and I had a chance to win in court as a public figure, all right, I could sue them, but I'm not a millionaire. And the truth is, if I did sue them, I probably would not win. And in the process of me suing them, they can counter sue because they're not going to be convicted of anything because when you're a public figure, all they have to do is say they believe these things to be true.
Right.
So it's just a big ball
big
of
shit
lies.
show.
If you're an individual and you're a private individual, you have a chance of suing somebody for defamation. Or if you're
not when you're a public figure, because the New York Times v. Sullivan.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a high bar.
So it's just, it was the whole thing. Again, it was all about a Klan organization. And by the way, they portrayed these people. The screenplay was written by two Jews.
Yeah,
they listed on
Wachtel and Rabinowitz, right?
Wachtel and Rabinowitz. Yeah. And they listed Spike Lee because he won an Academy Award for something. The movie didn't win. So they listed him as a scriptwriter. But he was two Jews that took the book and then completely changed everything around from the book.
Used a lot of dramatic license. Dave, let's take a look.
Dramatic license is not even.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean.
Total bullshit.
Well, that's what they say. And the reason I asked you about
but it's just
suing
really
them,
important to note that the theme of the movie was that the KKK was a violent, horrible organization, real hateful. They made up all the conversations between the Klansmen and their alleged wives, and of course there was betrayal, always portrayed in a terrible way. That they were making bombs, they were doing all this illegal stuff. But Stallworth admits in a year of investigation with the Klan, the worst thing they were doing is bringing, baskets for Easter and Christmas to poor white people. Yeah. I mean, literally, there was no violence.
Same as patriotic alternative, right?
Yeah, there were no crimes. There were no.
Well, you can't help white people. All right, Dave, let's take a look at this clip, okay?
Okay, sure.
So it's going to be a little while, but I think it's worth it because the guy who played you is part Jew, a guy by the name of Topher Grace, right?
I didn't know he was part Jew.
Yeah,
he had some interesting quotations I can give you though later.
His paternal, later on.
He said he had to go get deprogrammed after every time.
We got to go over that after
my
the
books
clip.
Because everything I said was so powerful.
Oh, nice! I want to go over that after the clip. He said, his paternal grandfather was German Jew. Or grandmother, I'm sorry, was a German Jew. So, and Topher, I was wondering where that name Topher came from. It's Christopher. So he just cuts out the CHRIS and uses Topher. That's so cute. Okay, so let's get to this clip.
All right.
Wake up, white man. The Negro
Sorry,
wants the white woman
I'm sorry.
in the job.
Let me.
The Jew wants your money. And this you already know.
Sorry, who am I talking to?
This is Ron Stallworth calling from Colorado Springs, Colorado. How are you today, sir?
I'm quite well. Thank you. What can I do you for?
I desperately want to participate in my chapter's honorary events, but I can't until I receive my membership card.
Of course, that's something I can help you with.
Great. Who am I speaking with?
This is David Duke.
Did you just say your name was David Duke?
Last time I checked.
Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. That David Duke?
Yes, that Grand Wizard and National Director, yeah.
National Director too, huh?
Yes, you're darn tootin'.
It's amazing. I'm honored to be speaking with you, sir. I'm not afraid to say it. I consider you a true white American hero.
Is there any other kind?
No, sir.
I'm just happy to be talking to a true white American.
Hey, man.
This is all made up, by the way.
Seems like there's less and less of us out there these days.
Mm.
Now, about that membership card.
Yeah, Ron, I understand the situation. We've had some administrative problems here. It's caused a little bit of a backlog. Tell you what, I'm going to see to it personally that your membership card is processed, approved, and sent out today. How's that sound?
Thank you, sir. I can't express to you how much this means to me.
That was for what we call the mail order support. Let me stop the video for a second.
Hopefully meeting you in person.
Dave, let's just stop it and we can go along. What we had was we had a mail order thing where people could join the Klan honorarily, but they couldn't participate in organizational meetings. They couldn't participate in that.
Hopefully meeting you in person one day, and well, God bless white America.
God bless white America, sir.
Okay, take care.
It's him.
Ron, I don't share this with a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to meet you.
Excited to meet you too, Ron.
Aren't you ever concerned of some smart aleck nigger calling you pretending to be white?
No. I can always tell when I'm talking to a Negro.
Yeah, you see, that's all.
How so?
Take you, for example, Ron.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, I can tell that you're a pure Aryan white man from the way you pronounce certain words.
This is what happens when you have Jewish scriptwriters make up.
Can you give me any examples?
And this conversation never happened, but it's easy to make someone look like a fool, or to make someone look as bad as you want,
and they can get away with it. And they can get away with it legally.
And they can get up with anything because it's based on a true story, or whatever they want to say.
All right, let's get back to the clip.
Okay.
R. Pure Aryan, like you or I, would pronounce it correctly. R. Negro pronounces it Ara. Did you ever notice that? It's like,
No, I don't.
are you gonna fry up that crispy fried chicken soul, brother?
Wow. You are so white. Thank you for teaching me this lesson.
Yeah, I know. We have a strong.
Now, that's the Jew.
With all these chapters.
Well, that's what we have. Excuse me, gentlemen. Hi.
Mr. Duke. Favor to ask? Nobody's going to believe me when I tell them that I was your personal bodyguard today. Care to take a Polaroid with me?
I don't know. Do those cool shades come off?
Oh, yes, sir. They did.
Okay.
There you go.
And Jesse, let's do this. Right. We should.
What's his name? He was working for the
Ron.
police department, he said.
Stallworth.
Ron.
Ron.
Sir, can you take this picture of us, please? See, that's the guy that was signed up for the Klan who's
All right, don't touch me.
Great.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus H. Christ!
Oh, that's so sweet.
What did you just do, boy? What the hell did you just do?
Sir, if you lay a finger on me, I'll arrest your ass for assaulting a police officer. It's worth about 5 years in prison. Try me. See if I'm playing.
Why don't you come down to Louisiana sometime? See how we play.
Mr. Duke, I'm so sorry we didn't get to spend more one-on-one time together.
Well, that was
Oh, well, that's enough. Let's not listen to that. It just, this is what you call, it takes these Jews like Martel and Rabinowitz to take a story by a black guy allegedly infiltrating the Klan. As you can see, he really didn't infiltrate the Klan. He talked to me on the phone, and it's just like, and there's a white guy that was.
But the problem is the Goyim are going to see the movie and think it's true.
Well, of course they are. And what happens is you get an emotional idea. I tell you, over my life, I ran for office, of course, in Louisiana. I campaigned. I shook thousands of people's hands. I shook thousands of white hands, and I had thousands, believe it or not, black people, other peoples of different races, come up and ask for autographs, and sincerely, right? And kind of came up and put their arm around, just so to speak, or whatever, and and a greeting, a camaraderie greeting, and fine. Nothing like that wouldn't even have been something that would be unusual. And in Louisiana, I already ran for office. I ran for a state representative. I ran for the state senate before, and I had the campaign, and I even got black votes in a lot of these areas, and also the most famous black civil rights worker in the country at one time. His name was, So he actually endorsed me for governor. He took part in my major campaign video commercial. James Meredith is his name. He integrated Ole Miss. He was an icon. Now, later on, James Meredith came to believe and came to understand that integration of schools and integration of universities really didn't help black people that much, because they have their universities like Southern and different other schools. They had schools tailored to their needs. And just like W. Du Bois and the NAACP.
Dave, you got 1 minute because we got to get to the question.
Yeah, the NAACP was in fact a Jewish-controlled, financed and everything organization. Jews were head of it. W. Du Bois was a black intellectual in it. And later he broke with the NAACP because he realized that integration wasn't going to help black people. Because what good was that going to do? What black people needed was what was going on in the country with black empowerment, where they were building a lot of their own, and white people financed these things with white taxpayer money, universities, schools, programs. Separate but equal was a real concept, right? In fact, this massively increased black money, and they could have the schools that they wanted that suited their particular needs, their culture, their issues. And so, I mean, it's just really the whole thing, everything about the civil rights movement, everything about the country, everything about the war in Ukraine, everything about the war in Gaza, everything about Israel, everything about Jews, everything is about white people is basically upside down in terms of reality. And everything they say about me is even more upside down.
100%. Thanks, Dave.
Got it.
Okay, we're going to go back to the chat, and then we got these questions from last week. Thank you, Klaxon.
Before I do that, I
for
should make
reminding
one more point too. They were our Skype. What's his name? Skype Lee. What's his name?
Spike Lee, I think.
Spike Lee. That's right. So Spike Lee. That shows you how much I pay attention to, guys like him. But anyway, Spike Lee went on almost 24 of the biggest talk shows in the United States. Now, all these companies, he was on with Megan. He was on every major talk show. Now, all these talk shows, when they have somebody come on, like who wrote a book or screenplay or whatever, they always do some research. So they had to read, and I'm sure they watched the film, and they had to read the book by Stallworth. Not a single one of these programs ever got up there and said, okay, Mr. Lee or Mr. Stallworth, because Mr. Stallworth was brought to the shows with him. Well, isn't it true that the whole movie is a lie? It's all about the Klan trying to kill and murder a black woman civil rights worker. But the truth is, according to the book written by the police officer who wrote the book about this, the movie's based on, there is no plot to kill a black civil rights worker. There was no bomb. There was no Jewish infiltrated the organization. How in the hell can you call this a true story? And by saying it's a true story, aren't you committing a horrible distortion of the truth for millions of people who might see this movie or might go or not go to the film? Never once did they ever ask a question like that.